We spent a lot of money on this stuff, which is an issue. I hope we're not going to go bankrupt if we fall below zero. I never noticed. That's actually crazy. I'm used to having so much money from my free play mode that was never really that much of an issue, but it is a bit more of an issue now, so let's hope that we're going to be good on that side of things. Alright guys, hello and welcome back to the Good Company campaign with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to Bet on Bots. So, well, we are right back here with our goal of producing 10 of these delivery drones a week that we left off with in the last episode. And by the way, no, I mean, I think that's something that I'm going to tell you guys in free play mode. But we are right here, and I've apparently got an employee here already, which is interesting. I'm not quite sure why I started hiring people yet, but that's fine, I guess. So I will need to set up a lot more of this production still to actually get things rolling. So let me check out what all I will need and what was the plan on how to set these things up. I think I had kind of the idea in the back of my mind of having 3 specific things here that interconnected well with each other, then having the 3 others over here. So I'll just need to kind of check out what stuff needs what inputs to figure out what my plan was right there. So we had the small compartments, which that was not the small compartments. These are, so these need metal rods, so that would make sense to have it up here. I'm going to keep them in the back of my mind just for that. This one I can have anywhere, so I'm thinking that's going to go down there probably then. Then I had the AM radio links, which need these plastic parts, which I make up here, so that will make sense to have here. Then I need these 2 as well there. Interesting. So, like, one way or another, I wouldn't be able to cram 4 in here, probably. I mean, we can try. But, like, I think that the small DC motors I could probably use the metal rods for as well. Then again, I'm not really quite sure if we'll potentially just need a second rod production for that. Didn't want to check out the rods. I wanted to check out the small DC motors. So let's check those out. And yeah, for these we need mechanical parts, and for those we need metal sundries, and for those we need metal rods. So I'm thinking, like, it would be good to have that up here. I'm just not sure I can actually squish that in there. And then I've got these double battery stacks, which I can just make down here and not care about. Actually, those need plastic parts as well. So good stuff. Interesting. I'm really not quite sure about that yet. So let me maybe check out my production frequency with these rods and everything. I'm making 20, I suppose, every 0.27 days, and I need over here for every 0.27 days. So I'm already using 8, and making metal sundries I use another 4, but every 0.67, I mean, that's actually not too bad. So that could be doable for these. Okay, so I could make I think I should actually, like, definitely have the smaller compartments and the DC motors in the same spot. I'm actually switching through this stuff accidentally here. Oh god, I just broke something. Great. Let me redo that. Actually, did I not finish the logistics connections on these? What do I need here still? Plastic. Did I just break that there and then, or? Oh wait, no, that's the wrong connection. Ah, god, I'm messing things up. Okay, redoing that then. 1, 2. Okay, so these are good now. But, yeah, it would be kind of good to have, like, small DC motors and the, thingies being the compartments, I think, in one spot, because both of them needed metal sundries as well, I think. Let me check out this again. Simple AM radio links do not need that much complicated stuff, and then I had the fuses, and well, battery stacks I already know, they need plastic parts, but then I had the fuses, which are right here. Okay, so I think we are going to try and start with the small DC motors and the small compartments, putting those in here then, and then going to move on from that. So with these metal rods then, I've got another 12 every 0.27 days, so I'll kind of need to try and see if I can actually get enough out of that. The mechanical parts, the metal sundries that I needed for that are not actually taking too much. Yeah, no, I think we should be good unless, let me check out the small compartments. These need 4 rods. Every 0.67 days though. So that's good. Okay, we can make that. We can do that. That's good. And I think after that we'll probably need a new rod production anyways. Well, actually we won't, right? We'll just potentially need to move some plastic parts. Like maybe we'll even have enough for that. So let's see. Okay. So we've got the plan back in the back of my head, which is a great start. And we will need to get all this up and running. Now, I would always like to keep this kind of open in case we want to start going back and forth with conveyors, but then again, I'm really not too sure we will need to. I will, for the time being, kind of just have this thing right here then, just to kind of keep that bit open somewhat, and then I will... Was that a basic workbench? Yes, it is a basic workbench for mechanical parts, so I'll throw another one right there, just like that, and... yeah, cool. That way, this guy can probably access that shelf, and for this one I'll put down... Will I put down a new one? No, I won't. We'll just do it all off one shelf, and I think that will work just fine. So gears, mechanical parts, and I forgot about the metal sundries. Yeah, that's an issue. Okay, we move this thing out here then. So we will definitely need some metal sundries, which we will make on one of these tables as well. So I'm gonna just use the other one, honestly. But metal sundries will be you. And now I kind of need to, before I actually decide about moving this thing back in, I want to actually check out if I'm gonna have enough spaces for all the stuff that I'm intending to do on one of these small shelving racks. So yeah, I mean that looks kind of good, doesn't it? So let me move this one back over here potentially. Just like this, sorta? Or even like that. That works. Leave some space open and instant access pretty much. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so that's going to be our new compartment. Everything off one small shelf, but like everybody's got super quick access, so I think that's pretty good. We are going to be routing all this stuff in. We're going to be routing them. Oh, interesting. I think I'm going to lower the amount of rods that can be stored then. Just like that. Okay, I think metal is going to be more important to have in there than rods. But okay, that way we can still make it work, so that's great. That's awesome. So that's like the base input, right? Then we will need... Maybe we can do it up and down here. So we will need like the small DC motors. Like that. Maybe we could even cram more in here. Could we potentially cram more stuff in? Really interested to find out, honestly. But okay. Issue with this setup being that I would probably need to cram one of these dudes in there and not be able to let him go, or unless I just move it one further out, which I think is honestly quite fine too. Still leaves us a bit of space to go through, and we can still set up some conveyors right here, so I think that's fine, and we'll just not cram any more stuff in here. I think that's good. So, small shelving racks then. Good. And one of these sides will be small DC motors, just like that. And the other side will be making small compartments, just like this. And I need to actually check out the blueprint, because I'm actually not sure how much of each we need. That's actually something I'm unsure about. Will we actually maybe need 4 DC motors? I think that could be the case, right? Let's see. Where's my design desk? Here it is. I actually need to check that out now. Oh yeah, okay, so we need only 1 compartment with 2 DC motors. So we're going to need 4 production spaces for DC motors then. Just like this. Which I hope those feed off these tables just fine. I'll need to check on that too, but I think it should be the case. We have kind of a similar setup up here. With medium and small DC motors. That's kind of the difference, but let's see. I'll check that out in a second. So this will be DC motors only then, and then I'll actually need to cram more stuff in here, but I think we can probably just take 2 basic workbenches right here, then have like a small shelving rack in the middle of the 2 again, just like that, and then we can get the small compartments going down here instead. Cool. I think that's pretty fine. We'll also Need some logistics points here, which I'm not sure we have had one in here before. Doesn't look like it, so we'll probably need 2 to get everything covered. Hopefully only 2. I'll throw one down right here, and the other one I'm not quite sure about. Oh yeah, this one's still in reach of everything, so that's great. Let's do that one then. Cool, so that's the logistics points covered as well. And that's all the production cover that we wanted pretty much, isn't it? Now I just need to set up all the logistics for these production cycles as well. So these things will need, and I definitely need to check out the frequencies in a second here, just to make sure that everything's going to be working out fine. Well, these things will need all that, and then in like that, out like that, and over here like that. Same thing for this, by the way. Let's get that over here already. Cool. Then we will have the DC motors, which will need these mechanical parts. We will need some gears like that. And I think we needed metal as well. Yeah, probably. I'm not quite sure how the metal worked out up here. I just want to up the frequency on the metal a bit, because as far as I remember, we had some issues up here with not having quite enough metal to keep stuff like steadily supplied. So I'm gonna definitely make sure that's gonna be that way, and we're gonna route everything in. We are going to route everything out, and well, then we will just oh yeah, that doesn't work. We will just route the DC motors over there and these DC motors over there too, and it seems we have an issue here. Okay, that just didn't route up properly. Cool. So that's covered. That's the third part that we needed, which means we're halfway done. But before we keep going with the other 3 parts, I'm definitely going to have a quick check on these frequencies right here. So we need 4 of these things every 0.67 days, so it's going to be 8 every 0.67 days. You guys need another 4. Okay, so it's going to be 16 every 0.67 days. Then we will need some stuff for here. So for every 0.27. Now this is where it gets complicated, right? Because this is super hard to calculate when the days are just not matching up with each other. So out of these, okay, let me take care of the 0.27 days first. Do we not need any more? Okay, so we would have 16 left every 0.27 days, and then we need 16 every 0.67. Okay, so like we definitely have enough rods for all this stuff. Other than that, what do you need? You need like, okay, mechanical parts. We make 5 every 0.67 days, and you guys need 1 every 0.67 days, which is good. So we just need 4 of those. We're making 5. That's great. That's awesome. And we're making 50 gears every 0.67 days, and we're using them up here at a rate of 20 total every 0.67 days. So yeah, I think we're good. I think we are absolutely fine, which is awesome. So let's move on to over here then. And before we move on, what I actually want to see is how many of these plastic parts do I have left? Could I just move some of them over? I've got 50 every 0.27 days, and I'm using 25 every 0.67 days. Okay. I think we have a lot left then still. We could just potentially use those right all the way over here. Now let me kind of find out what we will need to do. We will need to make 2 safety fuses somewhat regularly. So maybe we can just set those up somewhere down here potentially. Yeah, let's just start out like that. And I'll have a small shelving rack right in between. And these guys are going to make safety fuses. They don't really need any major... Oh, was that not on these tables? Was that on some other tables? Where's my safety fuse assembly? See, oh, electronics. Ha, whoopsie. Okay, I was kind of worried there for a second that I was going to need tinker tables or something, but yeah, I mean, electronics does make a lot of sense. I'm just, from all this stuff up here, I'm so used to just plunking basic workbenches down everywhere that I just automatically use those. But okay, so as you guys can see here, we only need plastic, glass, and metal, so that's an easy thing to set up, and then these safety fuses are going to be covered. Then we are going to need batteries, and for batteries, we are going to need a bunch, not too much. I don't think it's going to be too complicated, honestly. Could we just I think we basically need 4 chemistry tables, don't we? Probably want to space those out a bit more again, just like that. And is that kinda it? I would have my battery stacks, yeah. Then I would have my double battery stacks here. And that's it, isn't it? We would need the plastic parts, but we can move those over, I hope. We would need 10, 20 every 0.27 days, but we're making 50. And we're using 25, but only every 0.67 days, so we should be very good there still, just to move that over. I do think that is very much doable, so let's work with that. I am going to get that small shelving rack in here, and a small shelving rack in there then. And, yeah, okay. That would be the battery production covered, wouldn't it? Let me double check that's actually what we need. Just to make sure here. But yeah, double battery stack. Okay, cool. And then the last thing that we actually need is the simple AM radio link. And I need to check out what I need for that, because I think I needed like circuit boards and like some other shenanigans. So let's check that out. Let's go down here. And we're going to need integrated circuits, circuit boards, and plastic parts. Which plastic parts, I think it could be tight. But I think we should have just about enough, so I'm going to try and squeeze it in like that. And if it does end up not working, we will have to just put another plastic parts table down somewhere. But for the time being, I would like to try it out like this. So let's just see if we can't do it that way without major issues. Now, what we're definitely going to need, though, is these integrated circuits. I've got absolutely no clue what I need for that. And we need more plastic parts, so yeah. Definitely going to put another table down for those then. We are going to get a basic workbench, throw that down here, make plastic parts. But I think we're still going to have to move some of these over, because I'm not actually sure. Yeah, I think with these, like, this would kind of borderline it for, like, production. We've got a lot of leftovers here, so I think we're going to use these for the battery stacks, and then this table for pretty much everything else. That's going to be the plan, I think. But yeah, so small shelf for you then, and on we go. Now, we will need integrated circuits, which I think we'll just make up there. I really like these little spots here, just a good way to throw in single crafting benches for the stuff that we produce a whole lot of anyways. So, wrong table, yet again. I just keep plunking down the basic workbenches. You guys have to understand, I basically have done nothing else for the last episode and half of this one, so yeah, kind of just gotten too used to it, if that makes sense. So here's the electronics workbench then. Integrated circuit is what we're going to be producing, and then we are going to need a chemistry table as well for some circuit boards, which I'm going to plunk down right here. I'm going to make the circuit boards right here then. That should be good. That should supply us with plenty of these. And then we will need 2 tables, two electronic workbenches, exactly, for the rest of the stuff, which I'm just going to place right here to avoid blocking off this gate that we could potentially eventually use for conveyors if we need to. So, well, just like that, then here we go. That is going to be our simple AM link, production AM radio link, I'm sorry. And that's it. That should cover everything. Now we're just going to need some logistics points. We're going to need all the logistics connections. We're going to probably need 5 bajillion years to hire all the workers we ever needed. And then we should be golden, hopefully. Let's see. Okay, let me get the logistics connections up first then. Now, this is going to be a whole lot of stuff to do. So we're going to need plastic parts are being made, are going out. Plastic parts are then going over here. They're also going over there. Then this thing is going to need electronics. No. Wrong connection. Electronics go into here. Stuff goes in. These go out. Go over there. And we've got the circuit boards, which we are going to need metal for, and we're going to need plastic for. In, out, done. By the way, what I just want to say quickly while we're doing all this logistics stuff, right? If you guys haven't checked out the Good Company Twitter lately, there's actually a major update coming out, which is update 0.7. There's going to be a lot of changes to how this whole logistics system works. So I'm thinking I may be doing like a separate quick episode where we can have a quick peek into like the test branch of Good Company, just kind of checking out how this whole logistics stuff works before the patch drops, so that when that actually goes down, we kind of have a clue how to do that. As you guys know, I don't really have any slots left over for that at the moment, but I think that's just an episode we will need to make to kind of ensure that we're up to date on all these things. So probably an episode that's going to come sometime soon then. But here we go. All the ins for these things are done, and here you go, the outs, and then these AM radio links go over there. So that's that covered. Now, moving on to down here, what do these things need? Metal, plastic, chemicals. So let's provide you with all that. I'm also going to pull chemicals into over here as well. And we will need plastic parts. So these plastic parts, as I said before, we're just going to drag in from all the way over here into there. Just like that. Good stuff. And this should be it for all the initial inputs. I'm gonna tell these guys to move stuff over there, to be honest. Like these 2 meters, I'm not really too worried about. I don't want to totally overload my logistics workers, so let's do it like this. And here go our double battery stacks, which are eventually going to go in here too. And now the very last thing that we are needing before we can actually finally get this stuff going is going to be all this. Why is my glass at 0? How can I have 0 glass in the incoming zone? I don't quite understand. I'll have to check that out in a second, but here go all the ends regardless. Here go the safety fuses, and then we bring them out. Whoops. Didn't really plan on doing that, but here we go. So, that's fixed. That should be all the ends we ever need, and I'm going to check the blueprint in a second just to make sure that they actually are, and that we're producing everything at the frequencies needed. But let me just check out this incoming pallet here. How did I get rid of that? I kind of did whoopsie there apparently, but that stuff's ordered again, so well, you know, hopefully going to be good on that side of things. Now let me just check up over here at the blueprint one last time. We do have a small compartment. Yeah, making 2 of those. We've got the DC motors, which we're making 4 of. We've got these, which we're making 2 of, making 2 of, making 2 of. Okay, cool. Perfect. So that should kind of be it for the setup. Now let me start hiring some people, and I don't know why the heck you are working over there, to be honest. Oh, I wanted to close you in initially. Wasn't that the reason? I think it was. But yeah, I'm going to start hiring employees from the most basic functions upwards, kind of try and always have the employees ready already for like the next production steps, if that makes sense, because I don't think there's going to be enough people on the employee market right now for us to actually, see, we're already out of people, for us to actually get the production rolling. So I'm going to just start the very most basic production steps while we actually get the time playing, and well, and I'm kind of going to move on up as we get more employees to kind of get everything going gradually. We spent a lot of money on this stuff, which is an issue. I hope we're not going to go bankrupt if we fall below 0. I never noticed. That's actually crazy. I'm used to having so much money from my free play mode that was never really that much of an issue, but it is a bit more of an issue now, so let's hope that we're going to be good on that side of things. My employees are going to start redistributing stuff, which is not really going to do much for me in the terms of profit. Okay, I've got 29 days, so we should hopefully be fine on that side of things. I'm just going to keep hiring and losing more money, but well, I can't really do anything about that for the time being, so fingers crossed that's not going to come back hurting us. And there we go, 14k. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? I don't know why my profit is like that kind of messy right now, but one way or another, just sold a bunch of these courier bots, I think, so that's probably, hopefully, then why we were able to get that going again. But yeah, as you guys can see, like, we need a lot more employees, like, badly. There's a lot of stuff for us to do. Well, no, a lot of stuff for the employees to do, rather, and a lot of people for us to hire, and the employee market can't be filling up fast enough for us. As you can see here, that's like absolute madness. I hope that my logistics workers are actually going to be coping, because these guys are still waiting for their metal, which is kind of crazy. But then again, they're kind of doing the initial supply run, so I'm hoping that eventually it's going to be good. Hopefully. Let's see about that. What I also just noticed, I never routed these. So let me do that. That's probably a bit better, isn't it? Let me up that all the way to the max, and that's now finally the logistics actually being done. Okay, I'm going to continue throwing some employees out here on the market. No, not on the market, but like at the tables, rather. And I think I'll get another one for this. Actually, oh wait. I need this stuff too. Haha. That's probably part of the issue, right? I should probably start manning my logistics points, so that stuff gets moved around. So that's hopefully going to get things started a little better. Hopefully. I'm still in dire need of more employees, so let me speed this up a bit. Hopefully that is going to work a bit quicker. We're still somewhat in balance while this is all speeding up, luckily. So that is that's somewhat good. And I'm just going to keep hiring more people, and hopefully we're eventually going to get somewhere where like we are making enough stuff, which for the time being, you know, it doesn't really look that much like it, but we're getting there. We are in the negative again. Great stuff. Hopefully going to get that fixed very soon. And these guys actually need some colleagues that take these batteries off their hands, so let's provide those colleagues to them. And I'm just going to keep spamming higher here in hopes of actually finally getting enough people on the open market so that like stuff is going to be producing. Please. Minus 10k. Holy moly. 26 days to fix that. Okay. Do all my logistics points have employees now? They do. Do all my production points have employees now? These are all covered. This one's not covered, so let's do that. Oh, we're making our first drone, I think, guys. There it goes. Good stuff. Okay, so hopefully that's going to help us out very, very soon. These are all manned, these are all manned, these are manned, and these are manned as well. So we finally have all the employees that we need, hopefully. Actually, I'm going to give it one more logistics employee for, like, the central spot, because, like, there's a lot of redistribution of materials to take care of, I think. So, yeah, definitely a good thing to do. And what I'm also going to do, looking at this, we've got some space left here. So I'm just going to up the frequency. Well, not the frequency, the bandwidth. I always call it frequency for some reason. But I'm going to up the bandwidth of the input materials by 1. In any place that I can, pretty much, just to kind of maximize on the shelf space we use. Maybe not here, honestly, but like just to kind of maximize on the shelf space we use and the spaces where we could be running low on materials, just to make sure that maybe the likelihood of us actually running low is not going to be that high. So I think this is all pretty good. This is all fine and dandy. Right here, probably going to put in some more metal as well while we already have the space. This is all hopefully somewhat good. I'm still going to up the plastic just to make sure. I'm actually going to up the rods as well just to make sure here. And, well, and it's hopefully going to balance itself out. And these guys are crafting away like mad at these robots, which will eventually hopefully get sold. We've got a bunch there already. There's the first employee that's picking them up. Good stuff. Let's hope that that means that we are getting ourselves back in balance. But here goes the goal. 9 out of 10 produced a week. And 10. Good stuff. Our delivery drones are doing very well on the market. Maybe too well. Oh snap, here she comes again. Oh boy, that stuff again. Oh god. Good day. I'm here to inform you that the RSA is currently examining one of your delivery drones in our labs. Unfortunately, we cannot force you to stop selling drones to defenseless people. For now. Okay, we made money again, so that's great. But I'm personally looking forward to the results. Wow, that lady, holy. Sounds like they'll stop at nothing. We should upgrade to Safety Fuse Mark II, just in case. So, that's the next idea then, I guess. We're still not even done with the first campaign goal to allow us. Okay, so this one it is then finally to get the first trophy for this campaign, which is crazy because like look at the amount of time we've spent already. But it's been pretty fun so far, I'll have to say. Safety fuses Mark II though, let's just check them out real quick. Oh, these are super cheap too. I mean, honestly, I'm really not too worried about that. I think that's hopefully going to be somewhat doable for us. Maybe we'll actually need another table with plastic parts, but I mean, I think that's somewhat doable. But okay, so there we go then. That's been a lot of stuff done for this episode. Got all this stuff set up finally. All the employees hired, all the logistics done, first drone sold, another goal ticked off the list, and in the next episode then we are going to be coming back to more tasks, more adventures, and hopefully our first few trophies as well. So fingers crossed on that. But for the time being, guys, I do hope that you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. That does always very much help out the channel. And if you're new around here and like what you saw and would like to stay around for future episodes, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, as well as the bell icon right next to it to stay up to date on all the future upcoming videos. And with that said, guys, I would like to thank you all very much for watching. I hope you'll have a great day, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Ciao.